Hi and welcome to another episode of Lettice Inspired. Today I've asked my auntie to cook a fantastic dish, a very traditional pigeon curry with the Bangladeshi Shutki Shira, which is fish cooked with loads of vegetables, no oil whatsoever, very healthy, what can I say, something fragrant sort of curry. It's cooked with fermented fish, so it's very unique in flavour. So it's an acquired taste, let's just say. But for the Bangladeshi viewers, you know how good it is, and you've asked for so many requests for this. So I thought, why not, rather than me doing it, you know, give it to the grandmaster, and she's a very good cook. So I asked my auntie to cook this phenomenal dish. So it's going to be a very nice pigeon curry, which you're probably not used to. I haven't done it in the channel, with the fish Shutki Shira. So hopefully you guys enjoy this dish.
And I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
So today's special, this is pigeon. Now, on the description box, I'll put how many grams. So it's 2 here. And there's the onion, ginger and garlic, coriander, green chilies. And my auntie's also going to cook a fish dish. Takizat mas khala. This is the Bangladeshi BOAL mas with prawns. So it's the British prawns. There you go. And this is the Bangladeshi BOAL mas, skin on, nice, fatty and gelatinous. And some vegetables and some leaves from the garden. Ita vegetable kitago?
MUKI, aloo bata.
So this is TARO, Bangladeshi MUKI, potato, and this is potato leaf. Bit controversial, but the Bengalis have it. And it's not, well, we heard it's poisonous, but I don't know.
Bango
And the vegetables, courgette naini.
COURGETTE.
So these go courgette and aubergine. I don't know aubergine koi. Na koi khata aubergine koi. And then khata aubergine bakhora sen. There you go. Aubergine. There you go. Courgette. Green pepper. As I said, the MUKI, which is the taro. Courgette and the potato leaves. So it's a traditional Bangladeshi Shutki Shira banai bai na kita. Shutki Shira. And this is sun-dried fish, which is like kind of fermented. There you go. And it's got a very pungent fragrance, and Bangladeshi people will be jumping up and down because this is a very unique ingredient, and Bengalis love this. So 2 dishes today for you guys. So I'm going to cook the fish first. So this is about 1 cup of water. Put in a handful of onion. There you go. So, and let this start cooking. And now, now we're going to have to cut these pigeon. So just adding 1 tablespoon of salt. This should soften up the onions. And now I'm going to be butchering the pigeon. So I cut the pigeon to half, like this, then just quartered it. So it looks pretty. So you got the breast piece, you got the leg piece, breast piece, leg piece. So there's 8 pieces of pigeon, which we're going to cook. The onions have softened up. So 1 teaspoon turmeric, 1.5 teaspoon chili powder. That's all the spice that is necessary. Oh, we're bloody ready. Now all the vegetables. It seems like a lot of vegetables, but it will release liquid. And then half. Those you want to do. So just washing the pigeon. It's got his livers and his gizzard. There you go. And my auntie's cleaning it out properly before we start cooking it. Wonderful. Check on the vegetables. So now we're going to start the pigeon. Bismillah. Now we're going to add the oil. Sorry, so that's 4 tablespoons of vegetable oil. So that's 5 tablespoons. It's going to be, the pigeon needs to get cooked properly. It's quite a tough meat. Now we're going to add some punch prawn. That's about a teaspoon of the punch prawn. There you go. So we're going to add the garlic and ginger. It's about 1.5 tablespoon each. Now the garam masala. So 1, 2, 3, about 4 or 5 cinnamon sticks. And about 4 or 5 just slightly smashed cardamom pods. And also 3 bay leaf. Now the ginger and garlic are caramelized. Now we're going to add the onions. About 3 medium onions. Now we add in the salt, about 1 tablespoon. So give everything a nice mix. It's on a very low heat. Put the lid on, and the onions should soften up. Normally it takes 10 to 12 minutes for the onions to soften up. And while the onions are cooking, the vegetables have halved, leaves have wilted away. Make sure you wash the fish properly. Fish has an unusual smell, so wash it with salt and lemon juice. There you go. Vegetables look amazing in colour, vibrant and beautiful. They look nice. Now for the fish, where you can go, nice and clean, all the prawns. So it's a Bangladeshi water fish and the British prawns, you know. It's going to be a wonderful Shutki Shira. When we add the fermented fish, it's going to smell very fragrant and pungent. So it's a clever little idea my auntie's come up with. So the fermented fish, it's got obviously the middle bone in the middle. So she just uses this sieve and it softens it up. Then that way the fish bones stay in the sieve and the fermented fish goes into the curry. There you go. Nice clever idea. Now on to the pigeon. Put the lid back on and give it until the onions are soft. So the onion's been cooking away for about 10 minutes on a very low gas, so it's softened up beautifully. Now we're just adding a bit of water. This is about a couple of cups, to be honest with you, to soften up the onions. So they should help obviously reduce the, soften up the onions. If you're using a lot of oil, then you don't need to, but we use a reasonable amount of oil, that's why we add the water. Put the lid back on and that should help soften the onions faster. Now let's check on the vegetable. There we go. So handle with careful little tea towel or something. There you go, just smash it up and let all that flavour reduce, get sieved into the curry, sorry. There you go, you can see the bones. This is a very strong smell, not everybody can handle it. But this is how they used to preserve the fishes. So some boiling water to take out the rest of the content. That's all flavour there. At the Thai cooking they use the shrimp paste and so on. So this is a very unique to Bangladesh. And I can just smell the waft of it, it's unbelievable. There you go, look at all the fish bones. That just remains and all the flavour's gone into the curry. Now that's we're gonna throw that away. Plenty of water. So this is known to be like a watery, soupy style of curry. Wonderfully, we have the naga, but I don't like it too spicy, so my auntie is going to put some green chilies. Naga's a bit too spicy for me, although I don't mind of the fragrance. If it's too hot, then you can't really have it, so we decided to put the green chilies rather than the naga. There you go. That was about 7 green chilies. There you go. So if you like it spicy, about 7-8 is fine. If you want it to be less spicy, just you reduce the green chilies. But hopefully that's going to be wonderful in flavour. So guys, remember this is a very unique dish. There's no oil, very flavoursome, almost like a soup kind of broth, but with the shutki is the main ingredient. Without the shutki you can't have this shutki shira. Now shutki shira just means the liquid and the fermented fish. So obviously we have the BOAL mass, we have the prawns, all these lovely vegetables and the fermented fish. So there wasn't enough salt, my auntie's just going to add a bit more salt. So that was 1 tablespoon and a half of salt. Put the lid back on and it's nearly ready. Now the onions have been cooking away for the last 15 minutes. Now we're adding the spices. So that's 1 tablespoon of turmeric. It's just less than 1 tablespoon. Now 1 tablespoon of coriander powder. That's 2 tablespoons of coriander powder. 1 tablespoon of curry powder. Half a teaspoon of cumin powder. And 1 heaped tablespoon of chili powder. No.
Oiga.
So remember to buna the masala, because the masala has a smell to it, and when you cook it out, it takes that sort of raw smell of the spices. So now for the pigeon, it's been cleaned properly, and we're going to add it on below. Make sure you mix it properly and buna the pigeon so it gets all of that masala. So now we've put the temperature to a medium-high heat. Put the lid on, and we're going to wait for the liquid from the pigeon to release slowly. It's natural liquids. Now I'll show you the Shira.
Oiga.
Smells wonderful. My auntie's saying it's ready. Wait, listen. As you can see, it's very healthy, no oil. It's like a very nice natural broth. Absolutely gorgeous. Pungent in fragrance. Unique to say. Lovely Shutki Shira. Gesha full tamni.
CORIANDER baat weke. Teri ke lobon ke
Kind of stuck to the bottom, so we reduce the gas. Panik then into that. We've just lowered the gas right down. It's almost getting stuck at the bottom. So we caught it in time. Give the lid back on. There you go, low gas. And we just wanted the pigeon to cook slowly. Just scraping out the bottom parts, that's where all the flavour is. We need the natural liquid from the pigeon to come out. We don't want to lose all that flavour. So the liver, we're going to keep it later or it's going to break, and I'll show you the gizzard. There you go. This has been cleaned out, and this is quite tough, so we're going to add it now. This is wonderful, gamey and flavoursome. So I want you to use every part of the pigeon. So the pigeon's been cooking away in very low gas for 15 minutes. The more you cook it on a slow gas, the better it's going to taste, or the natural flavours of the pigeon is going to cook, and it's going to release its natural liquids, and all that spices will penetrate inside the pigeon. So this is a must. Patience is a virtue. Okay. So this is like a boiler chicken and a duck, so it's quite tough meat, so it takes longer to cook. Yeah, so it needs about a good cooking time of about an hour, to be fair. So it's quite tough. You want to cook it properly and just make the pigeon nice and moist. So let this cook away for a further 5 minutes or so. This amazing colour. Simmering away. লাগা দিলাম।
যত সময় বলবো লাগানো যাবে তো বুনো হইলে সালামো হইবে সুন্দর হইবে।
So
যত বুনো হইব
I'm going to cook it for a further 2 more minutes, so it's exactly about 20 minutes, so it's been cooked on a low gas. So, and then we're going to add the water and let it cook for a further half an hour. Now the onions have become like a mushy consistency, and that's what we wanted. The masala's cooked beautifully, the fragrance is wonderful, and now we're going to add the water.
কিছু শিরা দিয়া তো বুনা লাগবে কারণ এটা শক্ত তো সেদিন ওগুলা দিয়া নাই খান্তা দিয়া খান্তা তো মজার মশলা হইবে।
What she's saying is scrape out the sides, all the flavour, that's what we do in the restaurant. And that was plenty of water, about just over 2 cups of water. You can add more if you like a nice brothy type, but we want a sort of medium consistency, not too thick and not runny. Patla shiro ito na ito. Gono shiro ito. So it's going to be nice thick sauce. That's where all the lovely flavour is. We're going to put this on a medium. Oge show you boni na roko maite.
Na go show boni bole ya ditam.
Funny. That's about 2 to 3 cups of water, and that's a medium high heat. We're going to put the lid on and let this cook for a further 10 minutes, and we'll come back to it. So what my auntie does, she takes out the cardamom. If you get a bite off that, it's not going to be a pleasant bite, let's just say. I mean, the colour and the fragrance is wonderful. Lovely and aromatic. Now we're going to put now these are the pigeon livers. That goes in there. We didn't put it at the beginning because it's going to break up. And I want every single bit of that flavour. So put the lid on. It's been about 11-12 minutes. It looks wonderful. Bubbling away. The pigeon's softening up. So the pigeon's still hard. The texture isn't to the right consistency yet. So we're going to add the coriander from the garden. Hopefully it's going to be a wonderful pigeon curry. So really reduce the gas down. There you go. Now we're going to put the lid on and cook it out for a further 10 more minutes. And I'll come back to that in about 10 minutes. I think it's ready now. The oil has separated and a lovely simmer. So the pigeon, my auntie's saying that the texture should be just about right. It's quite a tough meat, so it needs a good cooking time. Total cooking time has been just over an hour. So, and the pigeon has been cooking in there for about a good about 40 plus minutes. Wonderful. Lovely pigeon curry. Bangladeshi Shutki Shira with the fish, the fermented fish, prawns, courgette, aubergine. If you've enjoyed this proper authentic Bangladeshi home-style pigeon curry and the Bangladeshi Shutki Shira, don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more wonderful videos. Now I can't wait to tuck into this. Beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. Thank you very much. See you soon.